Hi, my name is Priya Jenkins, and today I'm going to teach you how to poach an egg. So let's go to the kitchen. So back in 2021, I used to be a line cook for a restaurant called Le Bar Le Bouffe, and we had a dish called spring ravioli, and that dish involved poaching an egg, which was terrifying for me because I would crack the egg every single time and have to remake the whole dish. So I put it upon myself to finally make it a goal to poach an egg. So that's what I'm going to teach you how to do today. So the first step is to fill up some water. You want to go about 1 to 2 inches. I kind of just eyeball it if I'm being honest. And yeah, that'll be good enough. And then you want to bring it up to a boil. And one thing that really helps with poached eggs, if you have vinegar, white vinegar, I have rice vinegar today, and some salt, and then this kind of brings the light and allows to set it around the yolk and allows the yolk to get a little soft. And I have a spoon with some holes in it so it allows the water to come out, so when you scoop the egg it kind of can dry off when you're waiting for it. So as we're bringing up the boil, you want it to start being bubbly, and when it's bubbly, that's when you can drop your egg in. You also need another bowl on the side, and here we are going to crack 2 eggs. You can do them separately, just this allows you to not hurt yourself or burn yourself. I usually do it when I was in the kitchen. I would just plop them right there and I burn myself every time. So this makes it easier. And to get that little circle shape, when the water starts boiling, you can start spinning it to give it a little more circle shape. So here I'm going to crack the egg. I'll do 1 egg in a bowl and 1 cracking. And there you go. And then you have to throw it away. Oops. And make sure to wash your hands. That's the most important part. Poaching eggs was probably one of the hardest things I've had to do, only because it takes time, and when you're in the kitchen doing a bunch of stuff, it's hard to pay attention only to this. And personally for me, I don't know how to set a timer in my head, and Chef always expected me to set a timer. I never set a timer. Sometimes when you're impatient, this gets a lot, and I'm very impatient, so I have the heat on high, so it'll start boiling in just a few minutes. While you're waiting for it, you can start pouring your salt. You only need a little bit. And then you can pour a little bit of vinegar in. And it usually takes about 2 to 3 minutes, or you can just feel the egg. Usually feeling the egg helps a lot more. And then I'm gonna just start giving it a little circular motion. Right when you drop the egg, you want to give it a little whirlpool so the egg will give its shape. And that should be enough. And always make sure you put your stuff back when cooking. I think as long as you have when you have a clear mindset cooking-wise, it's easier to actually make your food look a lot more presentable. If you pour the egg in too soon, it won't form. So that's why you really need the bubbles. It's kind of like waiting for pasta, if I'd like to say. And also in the meantime, when I would poach the egg, I would always be working on other dishes. So it's really good at like helping you multitask, which I think is kind of cool. So as we come here, we start to see all these little bubbles form. And this is exactly what we're looking for. So right after you put the egg in, you want to turn the heat down just so the bubbles are bubbling just a little bit. And then you can put your eggs back too. And whenever poaching an egg, I usually put it just on the spring ravioli, and it gives a little good taste. But you also can just put it on some normal bread and let your roommates eat your food too. So that works out. And I know my roommates love that, so. Today I'm actually just going to show you one egg just because of the time, but yeah. It gets a little hot too sometimes. I will. And if you're feeling it, you can put pepper and salt in that, but I wouldn't. So now we see the bubbles are bubbling, and I'm going to pour the egg in just a second. You just want to be very patient, and you really don't want to break the egg is your most important thing. And that's why holding it in a cup helps a lot. So as this bubbles, I'm going to drop the egg in. I'm going to give it a little whirl. And dropping the egg in. And as you see here, all the white is around, so you can kind of move the white over the yolk, which allows it to form its shape more. And keep it going in this circular motion. And you want to bring the heat down. All this excess white is just coming off, so the white is setting underneath. So now we wait for just a second, and it depends on how you want your egg. But I like my eggs a little on the harder side. Chef would not say that. And you can take all of this out and dump it down, just so the egg can still start forming. And as you see here, the egg has kind of formed. And the more vinegar, it allows it to make a little more circular shape. I haven't made the best shape. And I am about to take it out in just a second. And when you're ready to take it out, you want to grab it and let it just sit for a second. Ooh, hot. Ow. Yeah, it's hot, so I would recommend just being careful. And you see here the white has set and the egg yolk is squishy. And here, ow, is how you make a poached egg. And I will cut it up for you to see. Oh, remember to turn your burner off. I forget that part too sometimes. And here is a perfectly poached egg. I hope you enjoy. Thank you very much for watching. Okay.